All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay. Okay, let's call up that one extra person.
From Comptroller Stringer's office, Anderson Ortiz. There it is.
Good evening. My apologies for arriving late. I was in another community board meeting that I'm also representing for the comptroller of the city. Now, I don't know where should I stand. I don't want to give my back to the board.
That's okay, we see.
Oh. I'm here today representing the comptroller of the city, Scott Stringer, the chief financial officer of the city of New York, who's responsible for the city's 5 public pension funds that total about $190 billion, responsible for overseeing the transparency and accountability of city agencies or city municipalities. I'm here today to report to you on certain reports, audits, investigations of the comptroller of the city might. Previously, I have mentioned to you that the comptroller decided to withdraw the pension system from certain areas, such as investing in private prisons, as well as investing, hopefully in the future, in fossil fuels. There has been an increase. He audited about 1,040 votes of stakeholders, and he noticed that there was an increase for us to continue to invest in other resources that were not fossil fuels. Just from the previous years before, 25 to 30% of people are now trying to make sure that the economy, that the pension system continues to grow in a proper way. Most recently, there was something released by the DOE. The comptroller has audited the DOE multiple times. The most recent report was about a certain group of students. You see, ladies and gentlemen, right now there's 32,000 of these students that are being affected. They took 72 students and they did an audit to see how many times they actually were absent to school. There was 3,000 absences together from these 72 students. The DOE, 3,000, just from 72 students. The DOE is supposed to follow up with the parents to make sure that why are these students being absent, right? Why are they not getting to school? There was over 1,600 cases of those 3,000 that they did not follow up. They didn't care. It was like, they didn't happen. Now, the city has about 110 employees that are supposed to deal with this 32,000 students. You know what's the worst and the most saddest thing? Those students, they overcome, but those students, ladies and gentlemen, are students that go to school like every other student to find a safe haven. Those students are homeless. They already have an what's the right word, perhaps? Disadvantage at home, an unstable habitat at home, who they cannot rely upon, and they go to school to try to find a safe haven, and the DOE didn't even have the guts to provide that extra hand to see why you were missing classes, why you don't want to study to be that doctor, that lawyer, that astronaut. Instead, they let it go unseen. And this just not happens to this population. If this is happening to such a population that is disadvantaged, imagine what is happening to other populations within the DOE that already have the established system within the house. So it's important for us to continue to make sure that the DOE does the best thing that they could do for our students overall. I'll take any questions.
The first thing you said that the comptroller is taking money from the pension system and putting it into private prisons. Is that what you're talking about?
So,
maybe I mixed it up.
Previous comptrollers did invest the money of the pension system into private prisons.
Okay.
This comptroller decided to divest and take it away.
Because I was like, what?
Yes. He's the first to do so in the entire history of the city.
My other question
as well.
When you do the statistics for these schools and the students in the category that you described, are there statistics about how, or the teacher-student ratio, or the DOE resources to be able to reach out to these students?
There is, and I can tell you one right now. Like I mentioned, there's 110 family resource employees to deal with 32,000 students who are currently in the shelter. That
Sound like
is,
good odds.
no, that is one employee for about 292 students. So that one person got to make sure that 292 students are attending school and why they're not if they're not making it to school. So it's bad.
What's the plan?
There's not enough resources.
This is the kids that are in shelters and everything, right?
This is the kids that currently are sleeping in shelters.
Then the mayor, I think he just allocated $12 million towards this, and he got some new buses that he supposedly bought.
Well, the mayor's rep is over there. He could definitely touch base more on that. But what we could do, the comptroller can tell you, is this. Currently, right now, we talk so much about putting money into the homeless situation. Unfortunately, there's 60,000 people that still sleep in shelters, which has overall not decreased in the amount that it should have decreased over the year with the amount of money that's being provided to them. There has to be better initiatives.
And then every time you keep moving these kids, they were in a different school, just like they're different, it's a nightmare.
The 72 kids ended up going to 96 schools in that 1 year.
Wow. Shame.
I'll take any other questions on the side. I know you have a meeting to keep on with. If you have any questions, I'll take them on the side.
So they can hire more personnel, attendance? Oh, with the list.
That's okay.
Oh, there is a rep from the mayor's office, Mahmoud Kone. Mahmoud, you want to speak or you want to?
Good evening, everyone.
Say hello.
Me, nothing to announce, but I'll be here if anyone has any questions for me, as always. I'll see you.
Yes,
Oh, there is a question.
Housing Authority.
Yeah,
I know Coleman was here this week,
sure.
and what are we going to do to rectify? My mother's building was without heat and water, hot water, for 3 days. She's 93. And it's disgusting. You can't get through on the phone. You need a ticket number before the maintenance could do anything in your apartment or in the building. Something has to be done.
Yeah, I agree. For those specific cases, I'm asking people to talk to me directly because we need to expedite some of these specific issues. I know that the mayor just put in $200 million to address this, and we're looking to have design bills go throughout some of the expediting process through the state. But if you have any specific issues with any particular residents that you know or related to you, please, let's talk one-on-one.
Yeah. Thank God we have Matt here on the board because he's been so helpful. Anytime I need something, he's always been helpful, but I'll...
Well, I'm here too, I'll be moving.
Yes.
That's right here in Frog's Neck Houses.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's in our neighborhood, right in our backyard.
I can give you the address tomorrow, but I've contacted Nitro already, so
Okay.
they've been looking into it, but of course your help will obviously put this over the top.
Thank you.
And I'll leave a kiss and a hug.
Thank you.
Excuse me, can I get a question?
Sure.
We need some help with housing on Middletown Road. I recently moved out of seniors. The place is appalling. It's terrible. The walls are stained, the lighting is terrible.
Lou.
This is what we
Lou.
tell seniors through.
Can you just talk to them on the side so I can...
I want it on record that we need help.
Hang your public speaking portion. It's over. Right, thank you, Lou. Whoa, I gotta get through this meeting tonight. So, at this point, we have the borough president's report. By Heidi?
Hi everyone, I'm Barati Kemraj. I work in the Community Boards Unit with the Borough President's Office. I just want to say that if you don't have the updated version of the Borough President's report in your packet, I know Matt can email it out to each board member. But I want to take the time to just remind you that our Women's History Month celebration that was rescheduled is Tuesday, March 27th at 6 p.m. at the Bronx County Courthouse on 161st Street. Also for board members, we have the parliamentary law training session for community board members. Monday, March 19th, 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. at Mercy College in the auditorium. That's 1200 Waters Place. If you have not RSVP'd, please do so. We did one last year with about 75 individuals from all 12 community boards. It is the parliamentary law training session for community board members. This way you get more knowledge on what's going on, what's happening. I just want to say, on behalf of the Borough President and the Borough President's office, to lose a board member, especially when you all are like family working for the better quality of life in your community, is not always an easy thing. So our deepest condolences and sympathy to the family and friends and also to the board members on the loss of Reggie. I think I had the opportunity of meeting him about a year ago when I came into my new role at the Borough President's office. At the first meeting that I attended at Philip Roan, I think. So I know that this is specifically for the board members. We don't say thank you enough. We all serve, same way we work different jobs. We all have different roles. We all are in different committee. But we value what you're doing as volunteers. We value the staffers. From not knowing them to calling them and getting everything up to date when I ask for it, I really appreciate it. To all of the staffers. Matt, you came in this with your boots on the ground running. The community, I can clearly hear and see the attitude differently. To the community members and the homeowners and the family and friends that are here. By working as a team, you get things done. By working as a team, you have a strong foundation. And that's very important with the work that you do. We're there if you need us. If anything's going on and you can't discuss or handle it at the board level, you want to call us. My direct line is 718-590-2653, 718-590-2653. Please understand that the Borough President's office is open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 p.m. We are not just one office. We have the Senior Services Department where you can come in if you have problems, if you need any help. Larcinia Walton is our Senior Director, and they take one-on-one walk-in clients. You can call and set up an appointment. They work very hard with our seniors. I see and hear it on a daily basis. We have our Constituent Services Department, which is a completely different department that you can come into. So again, if you have any questions or concern for the Borough President's Office, for the Community Boards Unit, please let us know. If I can't help you personally, again, that's not an extension, that's my direct line. If I can't help you, I'll direct you to someone who can. But thank you and keep up the great work.
Thank you. We have the district manager's report, Matt Cruz.
Perfect. Good evening, everyone. Good to see you. Just as a full disclosure, we're voting tonight on a restaurant called Park. This is a new establishment. The reason why I'm bringing it up before you is that the owner of the building where Park will be located is also the owner of the community board office. So I want to say, good thing I brought it up. Good thing I brought it up. So full disclosure, the owner of the building at Park is the owner of the community board office. I want to make that quite clear. Secondly, we have some good news on Country Club Road and McDonald Place. If you haven't already driven on it, Country Club Civic has been working with our municipal services under Chairman Prince and with Joe Russo, who's not here tonight. But they requested a right turn only lane. In addition to that, have a straight arrow. That was painted over the week, and Country Club is ecstatic. They've been thanking the board, and I want to let the board members know that that's done. And if you drive on it, good for you guys, appreciate it. Some good news in Co-op City, which I found one of my more proud moments here at the board in my short time. The billboards are a complete disaster. I've told everyone it should not be in a homeowners community. We had a public hearing last month on the 27th where the BSA, the Board of Standards and Appeals, voted to deny the permit for the third billboard. I'm unsure of what the legal process and whether or not they're going to take it to court. But for right now, the shareholders in Co-op City get a big reprieve from these monstrous billboards that are in their community. Another item is the community board website is live. I want to thank everyone for their pictures. We're having some difficulty getting them uploaded because now that we have lost control a bit of our own website, we have to let the city add our items, and that takes a bit of time. There's a QE system, so those things take about a day or two, but I appreciate all the feedback, the comments. All the board members' names are there. I'll probably put some of their, not addresses, but the locations where they represent, Westchester Square, it's a very good Co-op City, That'll be on there as well. With regards to Lou Rocco, thank you for your compliment. I'm going to remember this day. To be truthful, we did get the Chapman Avenue streetlights. They should be coming towards the beginning of the summer installed. And I want to thank Lou Rocco for bringing that to our attention. It is dark, the city agreed, and the streetlights will be there. Lastly, actually I'm far away from done actually. Unionport Bridge, the project is underway. I'm a bit frustrated to be truthful with all of you. The traffic agents are not there. There's been a shortage. I've contacted Senator Klein and Councilmember Jonah to look into this issue and get them there. We were promised, and it would do much good to have them there while this process is going on. I also want to thank Senator Klein and Senator Benedetto. They've been helpful with this vapor lounge issue. I've been quite clear. This has been a tough one for us for a long time. So the letter they wrote today, I distributed to you guys, and I hope you guys read it. They're supporting us. The resolution is still before us tonight. I wanted to make that clear. Thank you, Senator Klein and Mike Benedetto. Some events. This Saturday is an electronic waste event, March 17th, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So before we celebrate St. Patrick's Day, let's get rid of all electronics at Randall Avenue between Throgs Neck Expressway and Hollywood Avenue. Again, that's Saturday the 17th from 10 to 4 p.m. On Randall Avenue between Throgs Neck Expressway and Hollywood Avenue. For the board members, I encourage all of you for this Monday evening to attend the parliamentary training. I'm going myself. There's things I should learn as well. The new board members are more than encouraged. We want to make sure they get there first. They get the first pick, but of course, it's open to all of you, and I hope to see you there. No, you guys, no. But if you can make it in, absolutely. You have been. You have been.
Yeah, 3 emails went out
Yeah,
already.
you have been. No, everyone is. I love you all equally. So that is March 19th at 6 p.m. It's at 6:30, but you should be there by 6 p.m. at 1200 Waters Place, which is Mercy College. And on behalf of our Assemblyman Mike Benedetto, he's holding a IDC NYC pop-up site at his office in Co-op City. That's from March 1st to March 22nd. That'd be at 177 Dreiser Loop, which is room 12. You have to make a reservation at 311, but please call, when you mention 311, or when you call 311 rather, mention that you want to sign up for Assemblyman Benedetto's pop-up site in Co-op City. The other item is that he is no longer accepting any more tax documents. They've reached their maximum for the annual free tax preparation. If you have any constituents, any of your neighbors that want any free tax prep, have them call me. I do have a location that is still accepting before tax day, which I think is the 15th? Yes, sir. April 15th, right.
April 17th.
Okay, thank you.
Depending on what they
Thank you.
call.
And that will close my report. Thank you.
So does anyone have any changes for the minutes that we were sent?
Motion to accept the minutes?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right. So. Don't start that. So after the news of the Vapor Lounge came out, it's been all over Facebook, it's been all over, social media, phone calls, emails have been flying into the office. So it was after we set out the agenda, so we double checked with the Borough President's office, and this is the way we were told to handle it. So there's an emergency floor resolution, and this is a motion to temporarily suspend Article 4, Section 8 of the bylaws, which state each notice of a meeting shall contain an agenda determined by the chairperson. The chairperson shall place on the agenda every item requested in writing by any member of the board 3 days prior to the date of publication of the notice of a meeting. So we didn't make the 3 days notice, that's why we're asking for this. Such written requests shall be filed with the district manager by mail or in person and shall be deemed to have been submitted upon receipt of the district manager. No item shall be acted upon unless it appears on the agenda or is added to the agenda. So, do I have a motion?
A motion.
Okay? On the question? Anybody?
I think we should eliminate it from our bylaws altogether.
But that's
There's
not
all
in
too
front of you right
But I'd like to
now.
put that, I'd like to put that on the
Not
bylaws.
right now.
Right now, Bob.
Not right now, Bob, you can do that later. So, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, so, right now, make sure I get that ready. Resolved at the recommendation of Chairperson Sullivan that a letter be drafted and sent to the State Liquor Authority and the elected officials asking that action be taken with regard to the vapor lounge alleged violent instances occurring on the premise, along with activities in violation of the state-issued on-premise license, liquor license, and that this be presented to the full board for its approval. Do I have a motion to accept?
Second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? We got a COI over there, okay? So carried. All right, the next floor resolution is, it's that time of year again, we gotta set up an ad hoc committee for nominations, election committee. It's usually, we've always had 3, but we could go up to 5. Do I have any volunteers?
I'll volunteer.
We have 1.
What committee?
The nomination elections committee. Do we have a second person? Go ahead.
What are the duties and responsibilities of board members? I volunteer,
Yes.
I volunteer, but I don't know what their responsibilities are.
It's really a simple process. It's just a setup for the election. So you're gonna work along with the staff, and I think at the main meeting, you gotta present who's gonna be running for which position at that point. You gotta see if everyone's eligible and everything. We have a nomination guidelines. It's pretty simple. I've done it several times myself. Yeah.
Do you wish to join?
We have,
One more, we have 2.
we have 3.
I'll set that up for you. I got you. I'll take care of it.
I'd just like to say, if I may,
Wait, Bob, 1 second, Bob. We have the 3 people, right? It's Dorothy, Naida, and Taisha.
Do we have a, wait, one quick question. Anybody want to be the chair? All right, Bob, you had something?
and I just want to let you know, it's not as tough as you think. The board worked very hard on creating very specific guidelines for the nomination election procedures. Once you see them, you'll realize it's all spelled out for you.
Thank you, Bob. Okay, motion. At the recommendation of the executive board of Bronx Community Board 10, that the ad hoc committee for overdevelopment be disbanded immediately and that this be forwarded to the full board for its approval.
Motion to accept?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? We got 1 abstention. Okay. One, Prince. So, at the next full board meeting in April, Irene will give her final report, and that'll be the end of that committee. All the responsibilities and duties of that committee will go back to the Housing and Zoning Committee. All right? Thank you, Lou. Resolved that the recommendation of the Executive Board of Bronx Community Board 10 that the ad hoc Co-op City Committee be continued through October 2018.
Motion to accept?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? 1 Prince. Thank you. Let's see that. That's not me, is it? No, Julie's in the back, we'll do it later. Okay, so we had a quick executive board meeting, and again, we discussed the grievance policy that everyone's gotten in the email. We've discussed bylaw changes and some nomination election proceeding changes which will not affect this election. All right, this will be in the future, but we will be taking a vote on any of that in April, because the formatting is being done so that you can see the changes in a bubble on the side, right where it goes, in the bylaws, in the grievance policy, and in the nomination elections proceedings. All right, so we're taking care of that. But when you look at it, don't look at it on your phone, because you will not see that format on your phone. You have to look at it on a computer, all right? So just, I wanted to clarify that. And one thing, what's that count, Susan, 43?
43.
We have 43 members on the board at this point. And, you know, sometimes, well, some of us get a little, you know, passionate about their own things, and sometimes we might outlash and do things like that, but I really think that our board office has really pulled together, like previous chairperson said, one, you know, especially without a district manager, they really stepped up to the plate. Now we have a new district manager. He's been incredible, going to everything. He's like the little Energizer bunny. We want to pull out the battery sometimes, but sometimes we don't always show, you know, our best support and appreciation to the district manager and the staff. And I personally would like to show some support and some, you know, appreciation to him. So. Right now, we have planning and budget. Julian?
Yep, okay. Planning and Budget Committee met on March 8th. We reviewed the capital expense budget again. We had a hearing. This is the final hearing. We had a hearing prior, and prior to the capital expense budget going to the Bureau of the Budget. The Bureau of the Budget gave the responses to our request. They came back to us, and we had a hearing on them, and everybody had a chance to voice their opinion on the capital and expense budget, and now it'll be approved by the board and go back. Now, you know, remember what the capital expense budget was? You all got copies of this thing, remember? Yes. All the items, the capital items, expense items. The number, just to remind you, the number one priority is still Pelham Park Athletic Field. Okay, now, if there are any burning questions regarding the capital expense budget, by the way, we hardly get it anyway, no matter how much we request. No burning questions? Okay, we've got a resolution. Resolved that the recommendation of the chairperson of the Planning and Budget Committee of Orange Community Board 10, that a letter be written to the Honorable Bill Blasio outlining the board's responses to the mayor's capital expense budget priorities to FY 2019, and that it be forwarded to the full board for its approval. And that's you. Have a second?
Second.
I second it.
You second it? Okay. All those in favor? Aye. Any nays? Any abstentions? It's approved. Okay. I've got some additional items, which you didn't know about. Mary J. Mazzano.
Yes.
Where are you? Raise your hand. She wrote an absolutely magnificent article in the Bright Sides Report. She was writing about family values and the dinner that they used to have every time, every Sunday at 2 o'clock.
Thank you, Julia.
Every Sunday at 2 o'clock. You gotta read that article if you say it's true.
Memories of my childhood. I'm lucky to have.
I'm gonna tell you, only she said, the men used to say after dinner,